We are Finding Success. We're here to help break the monotony of your life and help you find your version of success. Welcome back to another episode, guides, girl guides,
Girl guides might be
guys, with me, Adam.
And me, Alex.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. So early on a Sunday morning, so I'm a bit of a, my mind's a bit brain fogged over, but coffee's going now.
Coffee's in.
Brewing, we're good to go.
Fresh morning.
Mate.
I love that.
What?
Yeah, come on. I'm here in shorts today. You can't see on the podcast. You can't see when you're listening, but it's nice. I think it's really good. I love fresh mornings.
You're crack.
No, am I the only one? Listeners, let us know. Come on.
Fresh mornings are good. They wake you up.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I like them.
Nah?
Nah. I'll have a warm morning.
No.
Yes. So we're back to the bedroom analogy thing. I like sleeping in a warm bedroom. I don't like a cold bedroom. I don't know why. It's just a weird thing for me.
Interesting.
Anyway, how was your week?
Get on to this. It was a busy week, mate.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a bit.
This is what this episode's about,
Okay.
my week, because I'm going to have a bit of a rant to you all on this podcast. How was your week?
I could probably add to a few things to that rant as well. So,
tough up week.
Yeah, we'll see how we go with that one. Let's go from the top then.
Oh, okay.
Go on. Why was it such a hard week?
So, I was away with work, the old 9 to 5.
Yeah.
We was in France for a solid 2 weeks still.
Nice.
And it started out there's plenty of us, and there was not that much work to do, so we were cruisy, right? But then a couple of days in, they sent half the crew back.
Because?
They had some work to complete.
Okay.
Back at factory.
Fair enough.
And it's that was always the plan. It was always going to happen. But then as soon as they left, obviously, stuff hit the fan.
Yeah.
And we were flat out, as well as a couple of lads falling ill. We were a couple of us on our own doing this sort of work.
Yeah.
And again, it's what I'm paid to do. I'm paid to be there, all that sort of stuff. But the hours, I want to talk about this episode. Basically, is going to be about burning yourself out for basically no gain whatsoever.
Yeah.
We were doing a good 18-hour days. This is not for the full 2 weeks, but 10 days almost. 18 to 20-hour days some days. The food was also horrendous. That never helped. Because when you're low on sleep,
Sorry, France.
it was this particular canteen. It was quite bad. But when you're low on energy from sleep, you normally try and up it, or you what's the word?
Compensate
slightly with food.
Yeah, you do.
And there was not enough of that, or the good quality stuff of that going down. It was not working. So obviously, temper started becoming shorter and shorter and shorter.
Yeah, people started to bite,
biting, snapping. It was tough. There were periods, and we've all been there in this game, with those sorts of days. Yeah. But it was tough, and it got me thinking. Well, every time I get back to a hotel, normally when I'm away, I travel, I do some work in the evenings. I try and get something done, whether it's just personal progress, like reading a book, podcast, doing those sorts of things, or if it's on FS, anything like that. I try and do something, but even try and do some exercise, even if it's just push-ups and squats in the hotel.
Sit-ups, whatever. Yeah.
You try and do something to gain some progress in that time you're away, and you think, With this particular trip, there was none of that. With that little sleep, as soon as you get back to the hotel, you are head on the pillow, knackered out like a lake. Out like a lake. That's what we like. And it's just draining. I want to just talk about that, how draining it is, how demotivating, how
it's you almost like getting off the bandwagon in a way, aren't you?
Oh, massively.
Because when you're in such a routine, like such a habitual thing that you're doing it week in, week out, and as you said, you go away and you have personal growth when you get back to the hotel, whether you're it's reading a book or working out or doing a bit of FS work, whatever. But when you're so drained and physically have no time, and obviously sleep is a very important part of our lives, whether we're growing on a journey or whether we're trying to work out.
Massive.
It's one of the
essential
top 3 things, isn't it? And you don't have enough sleep, you can't compute to do anything, let alone try and be better as a person.
You can't compute. This is great. So I was having to shim some stuff out.
Okay.
One night, and I couldn't do simple mathematics. It was 0.9 plus 0.8 or something like that. And I just couldn't do it. I just started spouting out numbers. 18, 19, 20. Just couldn't, or 2.0. Mate, I just couldn't do it. And to be fair, I had to get the calculator out. And normally that sort of addition is like, you don't think about it, just bing. But after, that was I think 7-8 days in, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, that's a sign that you need
You are
need a
very
rest.
drained.
Exactly. That's how badly you get. And so it completes, like going back to the bandwagon. You can't see the bandwagon, mate.
No.
The wagon's gone.
Yeah.
And you're
It's
in the
down
woods,
road.
lost. Like I don't know where I'm going. You stood up, falling asleep against a tree. That's how lost you are. It was bad. And and now getting back into it, it's not hard because luckily I built up such a good routine to be able to get back into it that it's not been too difficult. But I would imagine a lot of people would struggle.
Yeah.
And I would have a year ago,
Yeah.
without that. I'd have probably done 2-3 weeks of going, oh God, I'm still tired, I'm still knackered. I'm just going to have a Mackey's tonight and just have a...
An early night or whatever.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I had a really good lay-in when we got back. Like, I try to catch up as much sleep, but just one day of catching up on sleep isn't enough.
No,
There's
not at all.
sleep studies that it ruins you having that amount of lack of sleep. It really, really ruins you. And for even just like long-term health, it's bad for you.
Oh, absolutely.
It's incredible
Yeah.
how vital sleep is. And some people can get away with like 6 hours and stuff, but I can't do that.
No.
My body needs 8 pretty regularly to be able to function at its best. That's what I've found anyway.
Yeah. So for me, obviously, when we first started this journey, I wasn't much of a big sleeper. I don't know why, and even to this day, I struggle to sometimes get to sleep or stay in bed for a long period of time. Once I wake up, I am up. If it's at 3 o'clock in the morning, if it's at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I've been to sleep for 2 hours, I am up.
Really?
Trying to get myself back to sleep is a nightmare. And actually, it's quite funny. So I planned this morning to have a little lay-in. Because I was travelling. It was a 30-hour travel for me on Monday, door to door. I had a long travel. And I was planning to sort of just sleep in for a bit. Wake up. I went to bed, believe it or not, I went to bed at 9:30 last night.
Did you?
Yeah. Walked the dog, done my normal routine, and just went
Nice,
straight
yeah.
to bed.
Okay.
And I planned to get up at 8. So I wanted like 11 hours sleep.
Nice.
I wanted like a big old sleep. For some unknown reason to me, I didn't put my phone on silent. And because I have some friends in a different country right now, my phone started going off at 3 a.m. And my phone just went ding, 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 at 3 a.m., just like group chat going or whatever. And that went off, and you just hear it go off, and you're like, oh, mate, here we go. So you just get up. And because I got up, I'm like, right, I'm done. I can't do anything. I can't go back to sleep. I tried to go back to sleep.
You can't.
I turned my phone on silent. I just laid in bed. I was tossing and turning and tossing
No.
and turning. And, the dog was snoring downstairs. And I'm like, oh, mate. I just could not get back to sleep. So I just woke up. And I just went downstairs. And I was just like, I just tried to sort of... Because sometimes if you get into a different environment, like a colder situation or, somewhere a bit different, you'll fall asleep again. Couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. So I woke up at 3:30, I think it was, went downstairs and just sulked for the rest of the day. Just probably when I'm a bit tired. It just annoyed me because I couldn't get back to sleep. It's really weird.
Do you get tired later on in the day?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
do
yeah.
feel that
Yeah.
you've lacked. Okay.
So now it's mid-morning.
Yeah.
I feel tired
yeah.
because I've been awake for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Now, and imagine it's going to be 10 hours, 12 hours down the road.
Before you get sleeping.
Yeah.
So what about napping? Can you nap?
So this is it. So I heard a little study, not really a study, it was more people talking and sort of their routine in sleeping. And we were talking about working out. And they were saying, look, you have to get a minimum of 8 hours, 7 hours a night or whatever, but whatever your body feels comfortable with. I think that's, I've found my mind 6 to 7 hours, I feel quite good, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
If you get less than that, and you set your alarm, or you can't go to sleep, for instance, or, the dog's barking outside and it's 11, 12 o'clock, and now you've pushed it to 30:30, you've got 6.5 hours or 6 hours or 5.5 hours. Set your alarm later so you have that time to wake up still. And I just can't do that. My habit now is 5,
Yeah.
get up. And even when it weekends now, I'll try and set it a bit later and I can't do it. I've completely forgot.
Your body clock wakes you up.
Yeah, it just completely gets me out of...
I think that's really good.
It's good and it's bad, isn't it?
I suppose when
It's
you're
great
traveling,
for
like,
us because we want to create something here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great because we're working. But when you need that recovery time, when you need that time that you haven't had to catch up on sleep,
Yeah.
or to make yourself feel a little bit less rubbish,
Yep.
you can't do it. And it's probably the same as your situation. Those 2 weeks that the first 5 days or whatever was fairly simple and you were getting good night's sleep. But for the rest of the 14 days or whatever 10 days that you had rubbish sleep, you're never going to catch up on 10 days bad sleep, are you?
You can't.
It's not going to happen.
No.
So you've just got to deal with that, I think.
Fair. But say if you weren't travelling like we were and doing the hours that we were, say if we were purely focused on just this, I think having that body clock, 5 o'clock wake up,
amazing,
is a skill. That is a talent. Like if you can do that so consistently, because you never have to get up at 10 o'clock in the morning or really early for a flight. Hours don't change. You're always on the same time zone. Man, that's really good.
Powerful. Very powerful.
You really use that to your advantage. And I struggle with that. I have to have alarms. Although, have you seen that alarm clock that wakes you up slowly? The light.
The light, yeah.
I think I'm going to get one of them.
So I've done a bit of research on Matt's sleeping schedule. Have you seen it?
No.
So Matt Fraser, for you, we've done a podcast with Selden him. If you haven't listened to it, go and listen to it. I think it's like 50 something.
Episode
53 maybe, I want to say.
Hang on, sorry guys, I didn't prime this.
Is it 53? I'm sure it's something like
55.
Too away. And he was speaking about his sleep schedule.
Yep.
Or his top 3 things, and that sort of led him to success. And one of those was his top was sleep.
Yeah.
And he was talking about his night routine, like 90 minutes before bed, TV goes off, phone goes off, all blue light out of his system, and it's just bang, 90 minutes, bed, and he wakes up with the light rather than an alarm because he feels less, so on and so forth.
Better
I think
for
it's a
all
great
the hormones
idea.
and that it releases. So, again, that man travels quite a lot, especially when he's not so
he's
much
in Europe now, isn't he?
I think he did a good stint in Europe.
Yeah.
Now. Obviously, he's not competing anymore, so it's not as vital. But when he was competing, he would actually buy he would understand what he could control, and there's very little you can control when you're travelling, unless you're someone like Matt Fraser with a bit of money and a bit of actual dedication.
Yeah.
So he had his own mattress, his own pillows, his own duvets, his own lights put in this hotel room. So when he's competing in the games, so it's crunch time. It's his biggest week of the year.
Yeah.
So when he makes his name for himself, he's normally in Tennessee. I think he lives in Tennessee, somewhere like that. Cookeville, is that Tennessee? Yeah. And he goes down to wherever the games are. Is it Wisconsin or something? Down other side of America.
Yeah.
It's a different time zone. It's a long way. You're in a completely different place. You've obviously not got your own kitchen there, so you can't cook your own food and stuff. But he even controls that. He has a company bring him food.
Yeah.
Every single meal is not from a local canteen or anything. It's
strict diet.
Doesn't drop the ball at all. So again, he controls everything. He brings his own mattress to a hotel. Nobody does that. A video went into his room and there's just a mattress on the wall, and his one on the bed. What's going on here? Why is there a mattress here and here? Oh yeah, that's just a hotel one. I don't want that one. I need my mattress.
My mattress.
Exactly. Yeah, it shows you when you're dedicated to, when you can put 100% into something, you can control those variables.
You can, yeah.
While we're still working 9 to 5, that's less achievable.
It is, yeah, you're right.
So you need to try and get a fine balance between that. We can't take a mattress around the world with us, but
what we can control, get a hold of it.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your almost like your long hours and the stint that you put in. So you said obviously you worked, what was it, 14 days or whatever, 2 weeks?
Yep.
So, and the most painful days were what, the last 6?
No, the last 3 were all right.
It
was the 10 before them.
Okay, all right. They were the most painful. All right. How were the last 3 then? Because obviously you're completely ruined by this point.
Yeah.
Your body's broken down. You can't do anything. You're on last legs of being wanting to do anything. How was you feeling?
So the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone was in the same boat. We're all ruined.
Yeah.
We're all knackered. No one's interested in... Well, not interested in what we're doing, but we're all sort of slowly starting to lose... Well, yeah, we're losing interest.
Yeah.
This is a long stint to be doing the exact same thing. It's it was literally Groundhog Day for a while. Those long hours was literally Groundhog Day. The alarm will go off at stupid o'clock in the morning, and you go through the exact same process every single day. But those last 3, it was sort of relief. I remember actually on the second to last day, So we'd finished all the work that we needed to do. We just had a bit of pack up the next day.
Okay. Yeah.
So we all went out and had Chinese together.
Nice. Team meal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everyone got a fist bump from the boss, and it was all well done, excellent. Which felt great at the time because you're like, oh my, it's over. Yes, we can relax. I remember every time I got in the van after that, I was just asleep. Like, as soon as I stopped for 2 minutes, just and everyone heard me snoring, and it was brilliant. Well, everyone was falling asleep, so it's not good. But yeah, so we're talking about appreciation.
Yeah.
So we got a fist bump from the boss. Well done. Appreciate all your hard work. That was mega. And that makes you feel good. You get a nice warm feeling. And we did an awesome job of getting the job done. We got the job done that was asked of us by, like, the odds were against us, but we got it done.
Yeah.
And that felt good as well, but there's zero gain for me. It's 90% loss.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Because no one's really going to remember that, they put in a stint back then.
Yeah.
That's forgotten about already. The job's done, so everyone's gone, right, that box is ticked.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't care what the price was for us.
No.
And there's no extra bonus for me or anything like that. And it doesn't work towards my goal, my journey. It's hindered those massively.
Yeah.
So while I got a really good feeling in my stomach for that day, that night, slept well,
Yeah.
had a little lay-in, we're still up at like 6 o'clock. But it just wasn't... It was such a short-term feeling, it's not worth it.
No,
Because again, it's just zero gain. Where if it was something that we've done, that we've built,
yeah,
I think it would be a much longer lasting feeling.
More appreciation, yeah.
Definitely.
I find it, yeah, that situation where you've put maximum effort into a thing for someone that obviously you're working for, which is your superior, which is, everyone in a 9 to 5 that has someone above them. Is what you do. You put in maximum effort to make that person proud and happy, and you're doing that job for them. And then they reward you with an appreciation, which is great.
Which was a meal at a Chinese.
Yeah.
And a fist bump.
And then when they tick that box, you're then on to the next job, and then they don't forget. I think sometimes some people do forget, but other people forget, like, they had a hard day that day. That was a good stint. The boys worked mega, which is great. Their appreciation of what you've done. But then they don't overcome that situation again. For instance, they don't think about what happened or what went wrong. They just go on to the next one. They don't really sit down and go, actually, how can we improve this situation? The boys felt rubbish. There was understaffed, or we worked stupidly long hours. We didn't have this, that, or this to improve that situation. They don't think about that. They just think the job's done.
Yep.
They don't actually sit down and have a chat with you. And I think it's sometimes, if you had a person that done that, you go, right, actually, we were a bit understaffed there, mate. We worked our absolute bums off with no appreciation until you paid for a meal with us, which is great. We really appreciate that. But that was it then. You've completely forgot about the situation. We're on to the next one. If it happens again, then you're just going to... we just expect a meal, and then that's it. There's nothing else to... What is it going to gain from us? We're not gaining anything apart from, expecting this situation to come up again. So when you're like in that situation, you almost have to say, as a superior, as a boss, that you've got people working under you. Say, look, how can we improve this, guys? What went wrong? Why is it bad? How do you feel? What would make you feel better in this situation to make you feel more appreciated? To actually, because sometimes as well as I do, it's late as balls. You're working hard. It's dark. Everyone's grumpy. But sometimes the person comes around. Do you want a coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, thanks so much. I would love a coffee.
Yeah.
And then the mood in the situation changes. Everyone's a bit more happier, and the work gets done faster because you're not slugging around like, we're going to be everyone. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You just get it done.
Yeah.
So you just almost sometimes need to find that golden nugget that's put in front of you like a carrot dangling in front of a rabbit, and then that goal there, bang, get it done by this time, and we can get out.
Yeah.
Or have this, and you can get this much bonus. Or you just need something like a goal to work towards, like an appreciation. And then it'll just make everyone feel a lot better.
100% agreed. But I feel like that golden carrot is more not elusive.
Yeah, it is.
More.
Yeah, you're right.
Hang on.
Go on.
It's more attractive when it's your own personal gain.
Exactly.
Again, like doing this for the boss, for the team.
Yeah.
A little bit of team satisfaction. Done my part. Where you help the team. Amazing. But
you gain nothing from it.
Exactly that. What
you could gain from it, though, is more sleep, more time to your own, more hotel time, more more self-development time. But actually what you gain is just a bigger belly because you're allowed Chinese
Literally,
food.
that is all I gained. Just weight.
Yeah.
Because it was coffees at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Mackey's, oh man, it was horrendous. But what's the word? Blah, 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 blah. It's also interesting to me that I can do those sort of hours. So why don't I put those sort of hours into my personal work?
It's different though, isn't it?
It is very different.
For instance, if I was to take you now and put you between four walls, we'll call it the podcast room, put you in four walls, lock the garage door, and say you're not going anywhere until this is done, you'll get it done.
Yeah.
And you'll get out.
Yeah.
Because you'll get the work done and you'll enjoy it and you know you need to.
Yeah.
But take that, put it somewhere that you work in your 9 to 5 and that you don't have no choice to sleep apart from that work's done, and then you go back to a situation, a place where you can do what you want for the remaining 6 hours that you have to sleep before you have to get back up again. You're going to choose sleep over anything, aren't you? Because you need to recover.
Yeah.
If you was to take yourself, lock yourself in a room, call it the bathroom, and say you're not getting done until you've done this piece of content, then you'll get it done and then you'll go to bed. And you'll feel great afterwards, but the next morning, when you have to do it all over again, you will not feel great. And then the next morning, you won't feel great, and you just feel even worse and worse, and you just get even more run down. Do you know what? In this current society, in this current world, I think burnout is so common.
Yeah.
Because everyone's working harder to recoup the inflation, recoup the money that we're losing. Things are going up in the world. Fast food's going up in the world. Cars are getting more expensive. Watches are getting more expensive. And people are trying to work more hours to still live and maintain the same lifestyle. And not a lot of people, there's going to be a point, for instance, you or me or whatever, there's going to be a point where people are going to go, I can't do it anymore. And just fall off the face of the earth. And we have to be very careful as a nation, I think.
It's funny you say that. So as a nation, we're all getting married later.
Yeah.
As a generation in this
yeah.
nation. We're all getting married later because more females are chasing their dreams, chasing their goals of climbing the corporate ladder, doing their own thing and running businesses, which is awesome. I love it.
It is, yeah, it's mega.
But you're right, everyone's on the hard graph for so long
that
it's almost affecting
personal life.
Oh, massively, yeah. And it's going to be affecting generations to come. Like, we're all going to be old. Well, most of it, obviously teenage pregnancies are going up as well, aren't they? But, so I suppose there's not a massive drop. But a lot of women, for example, these days are focused on their career that they don't even want to have kids.
Yeah.
They're so dedicated, they're not going to go down that road because they're pushing that.
It will hinder their performance in the
exactly.
Years. And some with blokes as well.
Yeah, exactly that. They're all just pushing to try and climb that corporate ladder. And the interesting bit is some of them, when they get to the top of that ladder, they don't like it. They're not happy.
Yeah.
Why? Because they've not done what they wanted. They followed the status quo. They followed the rat race. They got caught up in the rat race. They enjoyed the race. But now they're at the top, or they sidestep in a different race. They don't enjoy it because they're not doing what they wanted. They didn't design their life how they wanted to design. And they're just found they're working for the man.
Yeah.
And paying the man. And that's exactly what we're trying to not do here. That's what we're trying to create. We're trying to get away from that. So doing those hours, just like we was in France, in my head, the way I'm looking at it now, it's a, what do you call it? Short-term loss.
Yeah.
For a long-term gain.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. So just like investing is,
yeah.
It's not necessarily a short-term. Well, at the minute in the markets, it's a short-term loss, but it'll be long-term gain in the future.
It almost suits us.
Yeah.
The market is declining right now.
Absolutely.
Because we know that in our situation that what we're doing in a few years' time, and maybe even a year's time, it's going to be double.
Exactly. It could be. It's unknown, and it's same with I think. So while I'm upset about doing those hours at work, but I feel like it's just prepping me. That hard graft is great for my future.
Yeah.
Prepping me for a stormy future.
Yeah. That's great what you said there, actually, because. And that just goes to show how, in one way, your mindset is very powerful. Because if you used to take a person that was working the 9 to 5, not working on their personal life, not working on their personal journey, and just sort of living day by day, paycheck to paycheck, and just going along with life, they would see that opportunity as a very negative situation, and it would be negative to the day they die.
Yep.
Oh, that time in France was rubbish. I hated that time. I'm never going to do it again. Whereas you've just said, yes, it was painful. Yes, I didn't get much time done, and yes, my personal growth suffered for a little bit. But for the long-term gain, negative to positive, I know that yes, I'm going to be better down the road for it, because I now know where I need to improve, how I need to improve, and what situation I can improve on. So you've just gone from a red light situation to a green light situation.
Yeah. Because if you were to dwindle on it, if I were to hold, like you just said about that person holding on to it for the rest of their lives, remembering France for 2 weeks and being horrendous, you're just gonna bring it with. It's just weight you're carrying with you all day long, for the rest of your life. So you do. I think you're right. I didn't realise I did it, but you need to just drop it.
Yeah.
Like, accept it's happened. See if you can get in, like, learn from it in any way.
Yeah.
And move on. Just crack on.
And I think, again, doing this is one of the best ways that you can drop it, because if you don't speak to someone about it or speak to the world about it, it just plays on your mind. You want to talk to someone about it, but physically you can't, because it's just like, you just don't really want to hinder people with that situation. But if you get it out and get it done and get it spoke about, and someone can help you move forward with it and go, well, this is why, this is this is that, and then you just go, well, yeah, good point, actually. Now I spoke about it, now my mind is clear, and now I can...
Spot on. But it needs to be with the right person.
It does,
because I couldn't have done that. So having this conversation with you meant right mindset, everything like that. People that I've done those hours with,
mate,
how badly would that toxic spiral be?
It would just
down
be,
and down and down and down and down.
It's like a black hole, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Just be sucked into the pool.
Exactly. So in those situations, and to be fair, we didn't talk about it much, because I think for that exact reason, we all know we'll just get each other riled up.
Yeah.
And worse and worse and worse. So as a team, we didn't really chat about it. It was just like saying, look forward to your weekend, all that sort of stuff. But you got to pick who you have those conversations with.
Yeah, very, very, very good point. Anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
No, mega. All right. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, links will be down below in the description box. Don't forget to rate and review as well, guys. We're here to help you. Share this and let us help the world. Thanks for listening. Take care. See you later.
Success is available for everybody, so why should you settle for less?